ورحمة الله وبركاته. الساعة الآن 26 و 12 دقيقة. ما شاء الله يا البرد، ما شاء الله يا.
Recent days, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, experienced a sudden and high-impact weather event that escalated rapidly into widespread urban flooding. What initially developed as a forecasted period of unstable weather intensified into a concentrated storm system, bringing heavy rainfall, thunderstorms, and localized hail within a matter of hours. Meteorological alerts issued by the Saudi National Center for Meteorology had warned of severe conditions across central Saudi Arabia, including heavy rain, strong winds, and the possibility of hail. As the system moved over Riyadh, rainfall intensity exceeded expectations. In several districts, precipitation levels reached approximately 40 to 50 millimeters within a short time frame. Considering that Riyadh's average annual rainfall is close to 90 millimeters, this single event delivered nearly half a year's rainfall in just a few hours. As the storm intensified, its full range of features became evident. Thunderstorms developed rapidly, producing bursts of heavy rain accompanied with hail in parts of the Riyadh region, with intense bursts producing noticeable accumulation in localized areas. In some locations, especially along slopes and wadi channels, heavy rainfall quickly mixed with accumulated hail, pushing it across roads and low-lying surfaces. This created scenes where hailstones were carried in flowing water and gathered in clusters, giving the appearance of hail flooding streets. The effect was brief and driven by strong runoff, interacting with accumulated hail rather than sustained hail buildup alone. The city's drainage infrastructure quickly came under pressure. Riyadh's systems are designed for relatively low rainfall scenarios, and the sudden surge in runoff exceeded capacity. Water began to accumulate across major roads, intersections, and underpasses.
هذا خطيط من الكوبري عبارة كذا يطلع يمين ومع الكوبري. ما شاء الله لا إله إلا الله. شوف شو اسمعه. شيء خيالي ما شاء الله هذا شيء خلاص بالحريق.
In low-lying areas, pooling intensified as the ground, characterized by low permeability, was unable to absorb water efficiently. Within a short period, floodwaters reached levels that partially submerged vehicles, with some areas reporting water rising to door height. Transportation disruption was immediate and extensive. Riyadh's reliance on road-based mobility meant that flooding had a cascading effect across the entire urban network. Major routes became impassable, forcing traffic into limited alternative corridors. Vehicles stalled in standing water, further restricting movement and creating bottlenecks. Congestion spread rapidly beyond flooded zones, significantly increasing travel times and, in some cases, halting movement altogether during peak conditions. Emergency response operations were scaled up as the situation developed. Civil defense teams were deployed across multiple districts, responding to a surge in calls related to stranded motorists and flooded roadways. Dozens of rescue operations were conducted within a short time frame, particularly in underpasses where water levels rose quickly and posed immediate danger. Authorities issued continuous advisories, warning residents to avoid flood-prone areas and unnecessary travel. Public services were directly affected. The Ministry of Education Saudi Arabia suspended in-person classes across Riyadh and surrounding areas. This decision impacted a large student population, as schools and universities transitioned to remote learning systems.
ما شاء الله تبارك الله. أمطار طريق جواف شمال سبت العرايا. بردية ما شاء الله تبارك الله. كريم يا رب كريم.
The suspension reflected the reality that transportation conditions had become unsafe and unreliable across much of the city. Economic activity slowed as accessibility became constrained. Retail businesses experienced reduced foot traffic, while delivery and logistics operations faced delays due to flooded roads and rerouting requirements. Construction work in several locations was temporarily halted due to water accumulation and safety concerns. Although these disruptions were temporary, they demonstrated how quickly environmental conditions can affect multiple sectors simultaneously. From an infrastructure standpoint, the event exposed structural limitations in stormwater management. When rainfall intensity exceeds system design thresholds, excess water remains on the surface, leading to rapid pooling. This effect is amplified in arid regions, where compacted soil limits absorption. As a result, even short-duration storms can produce significant urban flooding when rainfall is sufficiently concentrated. Municipal response teams initiated water removal operations in critical areas, using pumps and clearing drainage inlets to restore flow. As rainfall subsided, water levels receded within hours in most districts. Recovery efforts continued beyond that phase, focusing on clearing debris, restoring full traffic functionality, and assessing road conditions.
تبارك الله شيء.
لا إله إلا الله. 24 من شوال 1447 حكم الشام. أن عدم الجهة الثانية ما نقدر لنا.
Meteorological analysis indicated that the storm system was driven by strong convective activity, producing intense rainfall over localized zones rather than uniform coverage. This pattern aligns with observed trends in Saudi Arabia, where a small number of heavy storms can account for a large proportion of annual rainfall. In some cases, between 20% and 70% of yearly precipitation occurs within a limited number of extreme events. Forecasts following the incident indicated the potential for continued unstable weather conditions over subsequent days, prompting ongoing monitoring by authorities. The event stands as a clear example of how short-duration, high-intensity storms, even when accompanied by secondary elements like hail, can generate immediate and wide-ranging impacts in a densely built urban environment. Thanks for watching Severe Weather, where we break down the facts behind nature's most intense moments. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. Your support keeps this channel going. Hit the bell so you never miss a real, calm, and clear report. See you in the next one. Stay informed, stay safe.